Hello, and welcome to Talkback Thursday, presented by the J. and Susie Gogue Performing Arts Center at Auburn University. My name is Ashley Pope, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Campus and Community Programs Coordinator at the Gogue Center. We are so excited to be back on your screens. Yes, back by popular demand, Talkback Thursday, our live stream conversation series has returned. And today we're talking about all things dance and movement. To kick us off, we are going to be talking about our upcoming 2025-26 series performance by the renowned Parsons Dance. We will also be beginning a brand new pre-show conversation series beginning this month, Setting the Stage, and we'll be starting with Dancing Dialogue. And today we are joined by our very special guest, Adrienne Wilson. She is a professor in the Auburn University Department of Theater and Dance. So welcome, Adrienne.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, of course. So to kick us off, could you just briefly introduce yourself?
Sure. As you just mentioned, my name is Adrienne Wilson. I'm professor in the Department of Theater and Dance. I've been here since 2006. Created the dance minor. I choreograph and direct the dance concerts and teach modern, contemporary dance, whatever we want to call it these days, I'm not sure. And tap dance, those are my two specialties. And I have a long history of working in the arts, and I'm also a concert pianist with 2 degrees in piano performance, plus my MFA in choreography and performance. So a lot of my work, I try to fuse the 2 arts forms together.
That's awesome. So I know that you are a lover of all things Parsons Dance, and you have actually gotten to work with them before. So to kick us off, could you tell us a little bit about your experience getting to work with them?
Sure. I've been a fan of David Parsons for many, many years. I was attracted to the way he combines ballet and his Paul Taylor training and athleticism, whimsy, the choreographic architecture that he uses, moving bodies through space. And in my previous life, as part of an art center in upstate New York, we presented a lot of dance and worked with local civic presenting organizations. And Parsons came to our Corning, Elmira area. And at the time, Jamie Martinez was in the company, and he came and taught a technique class and some repertory to our students at the art center. And then we all went to the concert, and Jamie actually performed Caught. I have seen David Parsons do Caught, but it was fun to see a different body type. And I've also seen some of his women in the company do the solo as well. So yeah, that's what it's been. And just trying to track where they've been. And I haven't seen the company in a while, but looking forward to seeing them in a couple of weeks.
That's so exciting. So how you briefly threw in a few words in there, but how would you describe the style and energy of Parsons Dance to someone who's never seen them before?
Oh, well, like I said, he was trained in ballet and Ailey technique and Paul Taylor. And Paul Taylor is another whole discussion. And now I've worked with them several times as they've come through the Auburn area and have done work with our students as well. Paul Taylor, also ballet background. He worked with Martha Graham. So David Parsons seems to have been able to, and this is what we do, our mentors, our training, we tend to continue to honor those foundations and carry them into where we go with our creative work. But he's also very athletic. So even if you're not a dance aficionado, I think you can enjoy the energy and the power that he brings to choreography.
Awesome. So what would you say sets Parsons Dance apart from other modern dance companies?
Oh, again, it's this use of his background and training in dance and then his own creative desires. And that's kind of where we are these days. There are the companies, the Alvin Ailey company is still in the mix, and Martha Graham and Jose Limon, even though their founders are no longer with us. But there's a specific technique and style that goes with those groups. And I think with David Parsons, it's that and again, being able to bring that athleticism to dance, and basically proves the point that dance is not for sissies.
Absolutely. So I know you mentioned Caught. Would you say that is your favorite Parsons piece, or do you have another one that would be your favorite?
Well, I have two others that are my favorite: The Envelope and Sleep.
Okay.
Sleep is one of the more whimsical pieces. He took basically the pedestrian activity of what we all do, is sleep and different ways of sleeping, and puts it into the choreography. So basically a pedestrian idea with choreographed with intent. And there's a video that I used to use for my beginning dance class that shows him. It's a Penn and Teller video for PBS in the arts, and it shows him breaking down in the studio how he works on these movement motifs, and then you see the performance at the end. So that is that one. Then The Envelope, which is on the program coming up on the 22nd, is hilarious. An envelope just won't go away. So it's a real study in how to use a prop in a very comedic way. And the dancers, the last time I saw, the dancers were all in unitards and hoods. So they were pretty non-generic or generic looking dancers trying to figure out what to do with this envelope. It's just hilarious.
That's awesome. So we'll go back to Caught because I've heard that's kind of one of their most iconic pieces.
Yes.
So could you talk a little bit about that piece and why you think that is one of their pieces that really stands out to most audience members?
Well, it's the first piece that I saw that started to use technology in dance with the lighting. I mean, David Parsons is very clear that his collaboration with his lighting designer, Howell Binkley, was very important to him in his creative process. And this is someone who studied with Santa Loquasto, who's another amazing lighting designer in dance history. So combining the lighting design with the technology, and I don't know how much we want to give away because when I first saw it, I had no idea what the trick was.
Oh, I'm surprised.
And it's just so, and there's so much surprise, and it's and again, it shows the power of the way that David Parsons goes after his choreography, and then the creativity between technology and lighting design.
That's awesome. Well, I know I'm excited to see it. And we actually have a short trailer that will give you a sneak peek of what to expect when you come and see the show. So we will get that playing right now. So I hope you enjoyed that sneak peek like I did. It just gives you a little taste of what's to come. So hopefully if you haven't bought your tickets yet, that'll encourage you that you need to buy your tickets soon because it's going to be an excellent, excellent performance. So shifting gears a little bit, but as part of their time here, Parsons will actually be leading a masterclass with the university level dancers. And I know some of them, Adrienne, will be your students. So what is something that you're hoping that they will gain from this experience?
Well, anytime you have a guest coming into the studio is a win for everybody. When we all have our ways of teaching, my background is in the typical ballet, tap, jazz when I was growing up, and then I discovered modern dance in my 20s and ended up working with people who were Humphrey, Weidman, Limon trained, and then my mentor Bill Evans. Also, he actually worked with Jose Limon and was also a ballet dancer. So that informs the way I teach. My colleague, Jerry Dickey, teaching the musical theater dance labs, comes from more of a ballet jazz background. So this way we're bringing in, it's a big deal. To be able to bring in a major company to work with the students. You're in your little bubble and you get used to your teachers that you see every day. But then to have guests come in and it's an eye-opening experience. I think it's life-changing for some of them who have not worked with major dance companies before, and just to let them see what else is in the world besides what they experience in their own lives.
That's awesome. Well, I know I'm excited to be able to watch the students take the class, and we're excited. It's only 2 weeks away, a little less than 2 weeks away now.
Yeah.
So very, very excited that they'll be able to do that with your students. So now switching gears to dancing dialogue. So we are starting this new pre-show conversation series called Setting the Stage. And we will have a part of it will be chamber chat. So this will be before our chamber shows. But then the other half of that will be dancing dialogue. And so you are getting to facilitate our first ever dancing dialogue. So without giving too much away, can you share with our audience a little bit about what to expect, if you know what you're going to, talk about yet?
Well, I'm kind of waiting to see who I will be dialoguing with. Is someone from the company going to be joining? Is it a company member? Is it a manager? Is it a designer? Or is it David Parsons?
So Michelle Humph will actually be facilitating this with you. She's our Director of Education and Engagement. I know you know her well. So she will be facilitating this with you. She actually has a background in dance, which I know you know, but for our audience members who may not know her. So she loves Parsons just as well. So we're really hoping that, this series will be able to encourage patrons as to what to expect when they come into a show. Because, sometimes you go into a show, you may not know anything about the company. And so this series is really going to be able to inform our patrons, hey, this is the group you're about to watch. If there's any history that we want to make them aware of. So we're really, really excited that you'll be facilitating this. And actually, after the show, there will be a Q&A. This is a new recent development. After the end of the show, there will be a Q&A with David Parsons himself and some of the dance members. So we're really, really excited about that. And that will definitely give our audience the time to talk with him. So we'll have our pre-show kind of introduction to Parsons Dance. And then we will have our post-show Q&A with David Parsons and some of the dancers. So Great. We're super excited.
Well, I think what I always like to encourage when I talk to the students about seeing dance or even any kind of live performance is to let go of expectation. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily have to understand everything you see, but you do get something. You get a kinesthetic reaction or an emotional reaction. And even if it's not a favorable reaction, that's legitimate. That's the nature of a live performance. But yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about David Parsons' background and a bit about his style like we did today, and then possibly get into the separate pieces now that we have the program.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we are super excited, and we thank you for, facilitating our first dancing dialogue, and also thank you for being here today for our Talkback Thursday as we get back into this for this season. So I just wanted to thank you again for taking your time out of your day to help us with this. And for those who are watching, if you haven't gotten your ticket yet for Parsons Dance on October 22nd at 7 p.m. in the Waltus Theater, there are still tickets available. So I highly encourage you to visit our website or call or visit the box office and get your tickets soon. So thank you, Adrienne, again, and thank you so much for watching Talkback Thursday.
Thank you, Ashley.